Well, good afternoon on this fine Saturday here in London. I'm in Knightsbridge at the moment. Right behind me there is the iconic Harvey Nichols store, and just around the corner is Harrods. But I'm not going there. I'm actually heading down that way, past Hyde Park into Kensington, where I'm going to be staying the night in a very exclusive hotel called the Milestone. A very old Victorian, I think it's a five-star hotel. Going to see what the rooms are like, what the restaurant like, what the food is like, what the cocktails are like, and what the area is like. So let's go. The Milestone Hotel is a five-star rated hotel on Kensington High Street, London, in a Grade 2 listed building that first opened in 1883. It's one of the jewels of the Red Carnation Hotel collection. The nearest tube station is High Street, Kensington, but I chose to go to Knightsbridge for reasons and take a walk up Kensington High Street. It's quite nondescript at first, but eventually you get into Hyde Park, one of the jewels of the public parks of London. This is London's greatest green lung, one of the great urban parks of any great city in the world. It's popular with joggers, cyclists, walkers, dog walkers, families going out for a stroll, and people who just want to hang around in the fresh air, even if it's a freezing cold day like it was on this day. Eventually, Hyde Park turns into Kensington Gardens, and we get two of the big landmarks of the city. First, we have the Royal Albert Hall, the 5,000 seat capacity concert hall that is still one of the premier concert venues in the UK since being opened in 1871, most famously hosting the annual BBC Proms Classical Music Festival. And then opposite, across the road, we have the Albert Memorial, a 54-metre carbuncle in gold and marble and what other expensive materials was used, that was paid for by public subscription, which at the time was £120,000 or 10 million at least in today's money. It was first opened in 1872 and has been a listed building since 1970. This represents Asia. This represents Africa. This represents America. And this represents Europe. And then eventually we get to the hotel itself, which is actually two buildings merged into one. It doesn't look that big, but it's actually quite deceptive, which is a very common thing in London. So let's have a look at the room I'm staying tonight. It's called the Noel Coward Suite because Noel Coward wrote a song called "You're the Top," which mentioned this hotel. And here we go. And automatically you can see a nice set of stairs going down to the main floor area. Have an amazing sized double bed, very plush sofa, amazing Art Deco coffee table. In fact, this is very much an Art Deco theme in this whole hotel, except for the TV, of course. We've got a little dining table, some pretty interesting artwork. I actually quite like that. Then we go into the bathroom, the cavernous bathroom, with a full-size bath, shower, two very large basins with all the luxury toiletries, and a toilet with a nice little frosted glass door, nice privacy. And then I think this is my favourite part. We have the walk-in wardrobe. This is where we get the nice little fridge and some snacks, bottle of wine with some lovely glasses. And then all the clothes and shoe storage, lovely full-length mirror, and a little vanity table or desk, whatever you call it. There you go. That is the Noel Coward suite I'm staying in, which is, you can say, absolutely stunning. A couple of years ago, I stayed at the Carlton Regent in a suite, which is in Cannes, and I thought that was luxury, but this place really is. I think this place absolutely tops that. So I am now going to have this lovely glass of Earl Grey with lemon, obviously, because I'm not a monster. They did provide milk just in case I was. And they've also left me some treats here. Some fruit and this chocolate cake. I should have actually gone on the exercise bike yesterday. They'll just give you more incentive for next week. So that's a look at my room. I'm going to have a few hours of just chilling out here. Obviously got the big TV, Sky Sports, everything I need. And I've got my cake, got my tea. I've got dinner at 7 o'clock in the Stables bar, which has been newly renovated. So see what that's like, and I'll probably just stay here. I'll probably either just stay here all night. And as I say, it looks stunning, absolute luxury. I've just been on a tour of some of the residences, and it's this is a perfect, fantastic little hotel. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening. I while away a few hours of the afternoon in my room watching rugby, drinking one of the best Earl Greys I've ever had, and eating an absolutely unbelievably wonderful slab of chocolate cake. Then I spend the evening in the Stables bar, which, as you guessed, was the old Victorian stables that used to hold the horse and carriages for the guests to be transported around the West End of London. It feels like a real gentleman's club. There's dark wood panelling, and it's friezes and paintings of horse riding scenes. Incredibly well stocked bar with pretty much every drink ingredient you can imagine, and I'm served some fantastic drinks. The honeymoon, which is a little refresher, and then something called the Rooster, which was actually invented as a result of a dream one of the staff had. A Vesper Martini, served with a bullet, as is invented by James Bond. The Milestone Hotel's very own version of the old fashioned, and this wonderful Bavarian beer. For dinner, I had basically burger and chips, but it was a very Wagyu beef burger and rosemary chips, and it was an absolute delight. And then after that, I headed out to London for a couple of hours of drinks around some of my favourite bars. So after a fantastic sleep in that incredibly comfortable bed, I head down through the sumptuous wood-panelled corridors of the hotel and into the Cheniston's restaurant, this absolutely sumptuous luxury restaurant where I have this wonderful, perfect, full English breakfast. Everything's high quality, it's just the right size, it's filling, but it's not overly filling like so many full English breakfasts are. It just tasted absolutely fantastic, and it set me up for the rest of the day, which started off very cold, below almost zero, even though it was incredibly sunny. Well, it is a beautiful yet freezing cold Sunday morning here in Kensington Palace Gardens, technically, but all merges into Hyde Park after about 5 minutes walk. So that was the Milestone Hotel. Very plush, very luxurious, very stylish. I loved the Art Deco finishes. The food was great. The cocktails were amazing. So yeah, if you got any desire to come to a really luxurious hotel in London that isn't too gaudy, isn't too flash, then try the Milestone.